What's good, Texans fans? I am your new host, Jeremy Chuggs, here on Texans Today. And today, we are going to break down why I think Jalen Pitre, the second-year safety out of Baylor, is going to have a breakout season this year. Yes, the safety for the Texans, he's going to be a big part of this Texans defense in 2023. I'm going to tell you that coming up. But first, as taking over this channel, I noticed one thing whenever I was going through the YouTube analytics, and it was that not all of y'all have notifications turned on for this channel, which means whenever we drop a new video, if there's breaking news around the Houston Texans, you won't get notified. So if you haven't already, go to the settings app, scroll down and tap YouTube, tap notifications, and turn on allow notifications so that whenever we drop a video here, especially if the Texans make a trade, make a signing, something happens, you'll be notified, and you won't be the last one to know about some Texans news and rumors whenever it happens. So let's get into today's show on why I think Jalen Pitre will break out this season. First of all, new head coach, a great defensive mind in DeMeco Ryans. That was one of the big things whenever the Texans hired him, was the defense was so-so last year, but now you're bringing over one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. As we take a look at the 49ers 2022 defensive rankings, I mean, this was before the playoffs started, and they're pretty much the top of the league in every statistic. Points per game against their number one. Yards per game against their number one. Points per play, number one. Yards per play, number four. Third down conversion rate, that's the only metric where they're not top half of the league, as well as red zone scoring percentage. But also opponent TDs per game, yards per rush. They're all in the top five. And then also he had a amazing pass rusher in Nick Bosa, who got 18.5 sacks last season, which obviously the Texans have a great pass rusher coming into the league in Will Anderson Jr. We'll get more to him later on. But I mean, as we look at DeMeco's, career as it stands, obviously Texans fans knew the name DeMeco Ryans as soon as he was announced as the new head coach because of his time with the Houston Texans. He was drafted out of Alabama and quickly became a mainstay for this Texans defense, becoming Rookie of the Year in 2006, was a first-team All-Pro in 2007, a two-time Pro Bowler, and then started his coaching career with the 49ers as a defensive quality control coach. And then as you see, he kind of climbed the ladder pretty quick, and he's a very smart defensive mind, as we've said multiple times, going from defensive quality control to inside linebackers coach, the last season being the head honcho, the defensive coordinator for the 49ers before eventually being signed as the Texans head coach. And I mean, these are 5 reasons. I talked with our San Francisco 49ers host, Chase Sr., and he kind of laid out why he thinks that DeMeco Ryans is going to be a good head coach. And I kind of agreed with him on a lot of these, metrics. He's a great defensive mind. Even in his playing days, he was the guy with the green dot. He was the quarterback of the defense, and him being able to know what the defense should be doing, what, areas the linebackers, the defensive linemen, what their roles should be, that's going to just help this defense propel forward. Obviously, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, great leadership, strong presence, and he's respected by his peers, respected by the players, because he's been through those trenches. He knows what it takes. But before we get going more on today's show, I have a quick question for you, the audience. This is what Chat Sports is all about. I want to hear from you guys. So let's play a little game here. Madden rating, if you've heard of it before, I love playing some Madden. What overall grade would you give Jalen Pitre heading into 2023? Obviously, Madden scales at 1 to 99. Give me your answer in the comment section. This is actually going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get a YouTube ad break, go ahead and scroll on down and answer today's question of what Madden grade you would give Jalen Pitre. Second off, I think he's going to have a great second season because he had a great first season. He had a great rookie season. He was one of the best defensive backs that was a rookie last season. As we look at the interception leaders for rookies in 2022, he's with Tariq Woolen of the Seahawks, DaRon Bland of the Dallas Cowboys. But as you notice, he's the only safety here on the board. Both of these guys right here, they're both cornerbacks. Jalen Pitre getting 5 interceptions his rookie year to go along with, and this is not a typo, 147 tackles at the safety position. Now, obviously, you don't want your safety to be the leading tackler getting over 140 tackles in a season, but it showed that he's not afraid to get down in there and get go do the dirty work. 147 tackles. He is willing to go in there and get the boom down, lay down the boomstick, and he's not afraid of anybody, filling up those holes, getting in there with run stopping. Also, before I go on, I want to make sure that everybody here is subscribed to subscribed to the channel. Obviously, we are giving you Texans news on the daily, all year long, 24/7. If you want to know the latest Texans news, rumors, updates, this is your spot to be. Go down and hit that subscribe button right now for daily Texans news and rumors. As we get into the next reason why I think Jalen Pitre is going to break out in 2023, they added some veteran help, and namely Jimmie Ward. He's been somebody who the Texans front office, the Texans staff, has they've been glamoring about this whole offseason of what he brings to the table. He's a veteran presence. He's going to be able to help, a lot of these younger guys acclimate to the DeMeco Ryans system. And him, coming in, being that other safety, being the help on the back end for Jalen Pitre, I think that's going to take some peace of mind for Pitre, knowing, hey, I have a guy who knows what he's doing next to me, so I don't have to focus on what he's doing. I can go out there and do my job. I think the addition of Jimmie Ward, even though, around league circles, it wasn't a huge splash, it wasn't making front headlines, I think it's going to make a big impact on the Texans defense in 2023. And we're going to make a big impact on your 4th of July with these brand new Texans 4th of July t-shirts with our partners at Chat Sports. On sale now if you go to chatsports.com/Texans4th. Get your Texans t-shirt for your barbecue on the 4th of July. You don't want to be the only one wearing an Old Navy flag t-shirt. They were cool back in the mid-2000s, but now you got to step up your game with this Texans 4th of July t-shirt. Get them today while supplies last. Chatsports.com/Texans4th. Going on to the next reason why Pitre will break out this season. The pass rush is better, and it should be because you spent your 3rd pick in the 2023 NFL draft on this guy right here, Will Anderson Jr. Obviously, you got C.J. Stroud 2nd. You traded up to get Will Anderson at number 3. And, he had a little bit of a down year last year at Alabama, but he should make an instant impact on this Texans defense in the pass rush. 10 sacks, 17 tackles for loss last season. He's a dog. He's got a really good motor, and what he's able to do with the Texans pass rush should help on the back end as well of, getting more pressure on the quarterback. That should help Jalen Pitre and these Texans defensive backs with covering wide receivers going into 2023. And the last reason I think Jalen Pitre is going to break out this year, he's a dog. He's a straight-up dog. If we look at some of the pictures, if we look at some of the highlights from Jalen Pitre this past season, he gets in there and he lays the boom. We'll look at a couple pictures here in a second, but, this dude was not afraid to get his hands dirty last year and get in there. This is a picture of him flipping Jonathan Taylor last season. He went in there and he just totally up-shoveled him, went right under him and destroyed him in the backfield. And then, even though this hit did result in a fine, he absolutely smothered Juju Smith-Schuster on this hit. And that's what you want to see. You want to see that physicality from a guy like Jalen Pitre. Excuse me. Because that will only lead to a more physical defense, and that's what you want out of your defense. You want them to strike fear in the opposing offense, and I think Pitre on the back end does that, even though he stands at only, it says 5'11", but he stands around 5'10", back there at safety. I think he strikes fear in wide receivers and offensive players, and being able to, be that guy that is not scared to get in there and lay the boom on these running backs. But my final question for you today, I laid out my 5 reasons. I gave some, statistics on why I think Pitre will break out this season. I want to hear from you. Do you think Pitre will break out this season? Give me a Y for yes and for no in the comment section. If you want, kind of let me know why you think that way. If you think yes, why do you think he's going to break out? Do you agree with me? If you think no, tell me why. This has been Texans Today by Chat Sports. I appreciate everybody for watching, and I hope you have a good day.